Moe Howard, the leader of the Stooges, died shortly after this interview was filmed. Larry, Curly, and Shemp had already gone, none of them ever getting a dime from the latter-day success of their work.
For decades, a garage in the Hollywood Hills sat locked, untouched, forgotten, almost like a hidden vault. It wasn't just any garage. It belonged to Moe Howard, the leader of the Three Stooges, the man whose comedy shaped generations. Fans knew Moe for his quick temper on screen, his famous bowl haircut, and those hilarious slapstick routines. But what nobody knew was that Moe left behind a mystery sealed in that garage. Year after year, it remained closed. Some say Moe himself wanted it that way. Others believe his family sealed it out of respect. But when it was finally opened after nearly half a century, what was uncovered shocked everyone. Hidden cars, lost memorabilia, and personal treasures that told a story Moe never shared while alive. Why did he keep it locked for so long? And what do these discoveries reveal about the private life of a man the world thought they knew? Stick around, because what was found inside Moe Howard's garage will leave you speechless. Moe Howard, the man behind the laughter. Long before a locked garage became a mystery, Moe Howard was already a legend. To the world, he was the sharp-tongued leader of the Three Stooges, the one who kept Curly and Larry in line with his quick wit and even quicker slaps. Audiences laughed at his angry outbursts, his iconic bowl haircut, and those unforgettable skits that turned chaos into comedy. But off-screen, Moe was a completely different man. Behind the cameras, he was soft-spoken, protective of his family, and deeply private. While his work brought joy to millions, Moe himself never craved the spotlight. He was more concerned about making sure his family was secure than chasing Hollywood fame. He handled the group's business, negotiated contracts, and kept the act alive even when times got tough. What many people never realized was how much Moe sacrificed to keep the Stooges together. He wasn't just the comedian slapping his brothers around for laughs, he was the glue that held everything together. Yet even with his fame, Moe's personal life remained a mystery. He rarely opened up about his struggles, his memories, or the things he kept closest to his heart. And that's why the discovery of his garage is so fascinating. Because if there's one place Moe could hide the pieces of his private life, it was there. A locked space, untouched for decades, now whispering secrets about the man the world thought they knew so well. Moe Howard's garage wasn't just any random storage space. It sat beside his longtime family home on Thrasher Avenue in Toluca Lake, California. From the outside, the house looked like any other in the quiet neighborhood. Neighbors would see Moe watering his lawn, waving politely, or chatting casually about the weather. To them, he wasn't a world-famous comedian, he was simply the man next door. But those who visited quickly noticed something unusual. The garage was always closed, always locked. While other families might leave doors half open with bicycles or tools peeking out, Moe's garage stood sealed like a vault. Even after Moe's passing in 1975, the garage remained untouched. His wife, Helen, and later their children never disturbed it. For nearly 50 years, dust and silence were the only things allowed inside. Why? No one really knew. Some thought it was simply storage, maybe too cluttered to bother with. Others whispered it held something far more personal, perhaps even painful. Over time, the unopened garage became almost mythical, a hidden chapter of Hollywood history sitting right in a quiet suburban street. Collectors and fans often wondered if the garage might contain lost Stooge scripts, costumes, or props from Moe's long career. But without proof, it was only speculation. All anyone could do was imagine. Until one day, curiosity finally pushed someone to turn the key and pull open those heavy doors. And that's when the mystery began to unfold. For decades, people asked the same question. Why did Moe Howard's family leave the garage sealed for so long? The answer isn't simple. Part of it was respect. Moe was a man who valued privacy above all else, He loved his audience, but he guarded his personal world fiercely. After his passing in 1975, his wife Helen and their children may have felt that opening the garage would be like disturbing his memory. But there was more to it than that. Family members often said that Moe's garage wasn't just a storage space, it was his sanctuary. Whenever he needed quiet, away from the chaos of filming or the pressures of Hollywood, he'd retreat there. To him, the garage wasn't clutter. It was his personal history stacked in boxes and tucked away in corners. Over the years, opportunities came and went. Collectors approached the Howard family, offering money to peek inside. Fans wrote letters, begging to know if rare Stooge memorabilia was hidden there. But the family resisted. Perhaps they feared the world would reduce Moe's private treasures into commodities, stripping away the personal meaning behind them. So the garage remained closed, year after year, like a time capsule frozen in dust, and that decision only added to the mystery, because the longer it stayed sealed, the more people believed that behind those doors was something extraordinary, something that Moe wanted the world to discover, but only when the time was right. The moment finally came after nearly half a century of silence. The Howard family, along with trusted caretakers, decided it was time to see what Moe had left behind. The old lock was stiff with age, its metal worn from decades of dust and weather. As the key turned and the latch finally clicked, a hush fell over the group. It wasn't just a garage being opened, it felt like a curtain lifting on a part of Moe's life that had been hidden for generations. The heavy wooden door creaked open, and at first, only darkness stared back. Dust swirled through the sunlight as it spilled inside, illuminating the outlines of objects long forgotten. The air was thick, carrying that unmistakable scent of age, a mix of old wood, leather, and motor oil. Inside, it looked like time had stood still. Cars sat under heavy cloth covers, their shapes ghostly and unfamiliar. Stacks of boxes lined the walls, each one carefully taped shut as if Moe himself had sealed them. There were shelves of tools, crates piled high, and corners filled with mysterious items too shadowed to make out. Nobody spoke at first. The silence was broken only by the crunch of footsteps on the dusty floor. Everyone knew they were standing in Moe Howard's private world, untouched since his death. And as they began to lift the covers and open the boxes, the first real pieces of the mystery finally came to light. The first discovery, Moe's classic Cadillac. The first thing uncovered inside the garage wasn't a box or a trunk, but something much larger, a car hidden beneath a thick canvas cover. The fabric was heavy with decades of dust, its edges frayed with time. Slowly, the cover was pulled back, and there it was, a gleaming classic Cadillac, perfectly preserved, as if it had been waiting all these years to be seen again. The Cadillac wasn't just any car. It was a 1950s-era model, the kind of vehicle that once symbolized Hollywood glamour and success. Its chrome bumpers, though dulled by age, still shone faintly in the light. The leather seats inside carried that rich, vintage scent, and the steering wheel bore the imprint of years of use. For fans, it wasn't simply a car, it was a time machine, carrying them back to an era when Moe and the Stooges ruled television screens. This Cadillac told its own story. Moe was never known for extravagance. He wasn't the type of celebrity to flaunt riches or chase luxury, but this car reflected his quiet success, the reward of years of hard work and laughter shared with millions. It wasn't flashy, but it was solid, dependable, and timeless, just like Moe himself. Seeing the Cadillac was the first confirmation that the garage held more than dust and forgotten junk. It was a treasure chest of Moe's life, each item carrying pieces of a man whose legacy reached far beyond comedy. And this was only the beginning. As the dust settled around the Cadillac, eyes turned to another shape in the far corner of the garage. Like the first, it too was hidden under a heavy sheet, its outline suggesting something just as remarkable. When the cover was pulled back, the group gasped. There stood another car, Moe's second pride and joy, a Lincoln Continental, a model that once symbolized quiet luxury in post-war America. This wasn't the flashy ride of a Hollywood star showing off wealth. Instead, the Lincoln reflected something more personal about Moe, his appreciation for craftsmanship and reliability. Its sleek lines, broad chrome grille, and smooth leather seats told a story of a man who valued quality over extravagance. Moe didn't buy cars to impress, he bought them to last. For decades, both cars sat untouched, as if frozen in time. Their tires were flat, their engines silent, yet they still carried the weight of history. Imagine Moe behind the wheel, driving through Los Angeles with his family, slipping away from the chaos of filming to enjoy quiet moments of normal life. Together, the Cadillac and the Lincoln revealed a truth about Moe Howard that many never knew. He wasn't just the on-screen character barking orders and doling out slaps. He was a man who worked tirelessly, saved carefully, and enjoyed the simple dignity of comfort earned through hard work. And if his cars told one story, the boxes stacked nearby promised an even deeper one. Beyond the gleaming cars, something even more intriguing caught everyone's attention. Rows upon rows of dusty cardboard boxes stacked neatly against the walls. Some were small and carefully taped shut, others large and sagging with age. Each one was labeled in Moe's handwriting simple notes like scripts, photos, or sometimes nothing at all. Lifting the first box was like unsealing a piece of history. Inside, stacks of yellowing paper revealed production notes and schedules from the golden era of the Three Stooges. Some pages had Moe's personal scribbles in the margins, quick reminders, jokes written down, or small changes made before filming. It was as if Moe had stored away pieces of his mind, snapshots of the creative process that once fueled the trio's timeless comedy. Another box revealed family keepsakes, birthday cards, old bills, and faded photographs capturing candid moments Moe at a picnic with his children, laughing in the backyard, or smiling proudly at a family gathering. For fans, these weren't just objects. They were glimpses into the side of Moe that few ever saw, the man behind the laughter, living an ordinary life filled with love and responsibility. The sheer number of boxes made it clear. This garage wasn't clutter. It was deliberate. Every box had been sealed and stored with purpose. And as each one was opened, the story of Moe Howard's private world grew richer, revealing treasures that had been hidden in silence for nearly half a century. Priceless Hollywood memorabilia. As the boxes were opened one after another, it became clear that Moe hadn't just stored family mementos, he had preserved pieces of Hollywood history itself. One box revealed original Three Stooges props, rubber mallets, toy hammers, and even a pie tin that looked as if it had once been hurled across a film set in a slapstick brawl. These weren't replicas or souvenirs. They were the real tools of comedy, used in the very routines that made audiences roar with laughter. Another box revealed costumes, Moe's jackets, neatly folded shirts, and even hats that still carried the faint smell of stage makeup and studio lights. Tucked inside was a pair of suspenders, instantly recognizable from countless episodes. To touch them was to touch the very fabric of television history. Perhaps the most astonishing finds were the original film reels and scripts. Some were marked with Moe's personal notes, underlined jokes, or even crossed out lines that never made it into the final cut. For historians and fans, these discoveries were priceless. They weren't just memorabilia. They were windows into the creative process of one of the most beloved comedy acts of all time. Every object seemed to carry a story. A cracked pair of glasses reminded fans of Moe's sharp, commanding character. A scuffed shoe hinted at years of chaotic slapstick routines. What once made millions laugh was now resting quietly in a garage, waiting to remind the world of Moe's timeless magic. Not everything in Moe's garage was about Hollywood glitz and slapstick props. Some of the most touching discoveries came from stacks of personal letters, family photographs, and handwritten notes. Tucked into an old, dust-covered box were letters from Moe to his siblings and close friends, written decades ago. The words were simple, heartfelt, and sometimes humorous, a side of Moe that audiences rarely saw. Among the letters were birthday cards with doodles, small notes scrawled on hotel stationery during long tours, and even reminders to practice the routines with a mischievous little sketch in the margin. Each piece offered a glimpse into Moe's private life, a man who loved his family deeply, who laughed as much off-camera as he made the world laugh on it. Photographs revealed quiet moments. Moe sitting at a kitchen table with his brother Larry, candid shots of the Stooges relaxing between scenes, and images of Moe's children playing in sunlit yards. Some of the notes were tucked into these photos, messages like, "Love always, Moe," bringing an emotional warmth to the collection. For fans, these weren't just family memories, they were intimate glimpses into the human side of a comedy legend. Behind the slapstick, the mallets, and the pies was a man who cherished family, who celebrated small joys, and whose heart was just as vibrant as his on-screen energy. Opening these boxes was like opening a window into Moe's life, not the public persona, but the private man, whose love for family and laughter endured far beyond the camera's lens. Hidden among the boxes were reels that seemed ordinary at first glance, but when played, they revealed a side of the Three Stooges the world had rarely seen. These were behind-the-scenes recordings, moments off-camera, rehearsals, candid laughs, and unplanned gags that never made it to the final episodes. One reel showed Moe meticulously instructing Larry and Curly before a scene, his characteristic patience mixed with playful exasperation. Another captured the trio in a messy food fight, improvising with such infectious energy that even the crew couldn't stop laughing. These weren't polished performances, they were raw, unfiltered glimpses into the magic behind the comedy. Perhaps most moving were the small, personal moments. Moe offering a comforting word to a nervous co-star, sharing a joke that made everyone on set chuckle, or quietly adjusting a prop to make the scene work better. It was a reminder that the laughter the audience loved so much was built on dedication, teamwork, and genuine camaraderie. For historians and fans alike, these tapes were priceless. They weren't just recordings, they were windows into the craft, showing the hard work, spontaneity, and heart behind every routine. Each frame captured the human side of the legends, making it clear that the genius of the Three Stooges wasn't just in the comedy, but in the bonds they shared, on and off the camera. Among the dusty boxes and hidden corners of Moe's garage lay a treasure trove of recognition that few fans had ever seen. Trophies, plaques, and framed certificates gleamed under layers of dust, each one representing a milestone in a career that spanned decades. There were awards for television excellence, commemorative plaques from fan clubs, and even certificates celebrating the Stooges' contributions to comedy history. Each item told a story not of fame, but of perseverance, creativity, and the dedication it took to make millions laugh. Some awards were engraved with personal messages, a reminder that these accolades carried the respect and admiration of peers who truly understood Moe's genius. One particularly striking display was a golden statuette honoring Moe's lifetime achievements. Though slightly tarnished with age, it radiated the same energy that Moe brought to every performance, commanding, precise, and unforgettable. Beside it were smaller awards, quirky and humorous, given at fan conventions or local events, reflecting the playful spirit that was at the heart of every Stooge routine. Seeing these awards in the quiet of a garage, far from red carpets and spotlights, gave them new meaning. They weren't just symbols of success, they were tangible reminders of the laughter, joy, and timeless entertainment Moe had given the world. In that moment, it was clear that these accolades weren't merely for show, they were a testament to a life devoted to comedy and the enduring legacy of a true legend. As the last boxes were explored, it became clear that Moe's garage held far more than props, costumes, and awards. It was a vault of hidden treasures, each one preserving stories of a bygone era. Small trinkets, Personal mementos and forgotten souvenirs lay scattered, carrying memories, laughter, and private jokes from a life devoted to comedy. Travel keepsakes from film shoots, tiny fan-gifted figurines, scrapbooks of moments never captured in headlines. Every object told a story. A faded postcard hinted at countless hours on set, while a miniature statuette perfectly captured the spirit of slapstick itself. Even the quirky items, novelty hats, rubber chickens, and unseen gag props reflected Moe's playful humor. Personal objects like a watch, glasses, or a doodle-filled notebook offered an intimate glimpse into the man behind the legend. Each treasure, no matter how small, was a fragment of a life dedicated to laughter, creativity, and family. Moe's garage, once ordinary, had become a museum of memories, a testament to a comedy genius whose influence would never fade. His magic lives on in every pie thrown, every laugh shared, and every moment of joy inspired by his work. If you've ever smiled at a Three Stooges routine or felt the joy of timeless comedy, take a moment to honor Moe Howard's legacy. Like, subscribe, and share this story. Let the laughter and memories continue to inspire new generations.